Hello everyone. Can everyone hear me okay? I hope everyone can hear me okay. Cool. All right, so today we are starting our 9Q to 7Q section for the Clossi approach. So yeah, I think hello Basal. I think we give enough time for people to join. So if we have any volunteers from 9Q to 7Q. 9Q to 7Q. Oh, I'm so sorry, Travoke. Maybe next time. I just. Oh, he's AQ now? Holy crap. I just played him last week, though, so I don't think having him in a back to back video is a good idea. I try to, like, only play people in the series once to give everyone, like, a shot at being in the series. Wow. Oh, you sent me the link to the game Helm versus Kadar, and I was watching it, but I had to go do stuff. What was the result? Did my one? Wow, he's improving so fast. He's improving so fast. Good habits, man. Good habits. I can check. Dem I go guy. Um, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of games, which is really good. Like, how many games is he playing a month? 129, 129, 129. Like 220 and a little over a month. 342 in 2 months. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. All right, so what is it? Kadar? There we go. Looks like he beat Kadar by 14 and a half. Yeah, look at that graph. That is a sharp slope. I'm telling you, playing games with the right habits. Do you want to play Buzzsaw? You want to be in the series? Or you're not? Are you? No, you're 6Q. Crap. Buzzsaw. Yeah, you're 6Q. Dang it. You just ranked up. I was thinking you'd be able to play in the section for like the longest, and then I realized, I just remembered that yeah, you just ranked up. I mean, I guess it's a good thing if you're ranking up faster than I can record the series. It means you're getting stronger. But man, you were right there. All right. Do we have any 9Q to 7Q? Nah. Nah. Don't rank down. Don't rank down. 9Q to 7Q. Hello, Demigo guy. congrats on the fast ranking up, Demi. You're ranking up really fast. Hello, hello. Do we have any 9Qs to 7Qs that want to be in the video? We need a volunteer. You know, it'd be really funny. I want to know if Demi can get to Wondon faster than I can. All right, Goma. What is your OGS username? Goma Dico. Is this you? It's kind of cool. An eye on the star point. Oh, Introvix. Maybe next week. I have five single digit Q games from 9Q to 7Q. But it is first come, first serve. But yeah, next week. Bring it. Keep an eye on the Discord, guys. I send a message in Discord. The times will vary on the week because I'm doing this around my wife's physical therapy, and we had to do the scheduling around when they were available. So this video is kind of like third on the priority list. Oh, you're not in the range. Okay. Yeah, we're doing 5 9Q to 7Q, and then we'll do 5 6Q to 4Q, and then 5 3Q to 1 done. So 15 more games to go. 15 more games. All right, so we're gonna send a challenge. We are not gonna be doing that. Japanese, this would be Biyoyomi. Main time, this would be live. Yeah, 10 minutes, 30 seconds, not ranked, 19 by 19, no handicap, Komi automatic, color automatic, disable analysis. All right, there we go. No.
Game started.
All right, so let's go ahead and pause the game. Okay, and let's go ahead and get the recording going. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Clossi Approach series video, and today we start the single digit Qs. All right, this has been long in coming because we've been doing like one video a week, so you can imagine how many weeks it's been taking. But we're here, we're at single digit Q, and for those who have been following along and also gotten a single digit Q, great job, keep it up, and we're going to go ahead and jump into the very next thing. So double digit Qs was all about mastering a single purpose move every single turn and figuring out and understanding what our goal of the turn was. So are we defending? Are we attacking? Are we playing a big move? And then we also worked on what shapes we can use to accomplish those. So we're going to be slightly adding on to those just a little bit, and we'll get more and more examples as we go. I think we're going to have 15 games in the single digit Q range, but starting out, we have the 9Q to 7Q range. So yeah, we'll go ahead and dive right in. Keep in mind that we will be updating Joseki's, and we will start being able to do a little bit of multi-purpose. And I'm going to talk about a thing called aggressive defense if it comes up as well. That's another thing to look out for in this series. But with that, let's go ahead and get into the game.
Game resumed.
have a good game, and thank you to our volunteer. Go my Digo. All right. So I'm actually curious because a lot of my students are stuck in this range. So I'm actually curious how far the Clossi approach from double DigiQ will go, and then where the openings will come about. So we're going to add on just a little bit of extra, but we're not going to change it too much right off the bat. All right, so we're going to do cross because we, again, want to have a combination. All right, and now's a good time to start thinking about like what your openings are going to be. So for white, what I used to like to do is I would play a star point, and then if they played a 3-4 point here, I would play a 4-4 point, and if they had two 4-4 points, then I'd play a 3-4 point, and that's just the opening that I consistently did. So I'll play a star point, and it's good to have a little bit of consistency in your opening, simply because it gives you relatively similar results, and it's easier to study the variations that follow up instead of changing your opening every single game and trying to learn all of the variations all at once. That can get a little bit overwhelming. So usually what I recommend is like pick an opening and stick to that for like 50 moves. 50 games. And then after 50 games, learn a different opening and maybe like change like one move slightly. And so instead of a star point, maybe I'll do a 3-4 point. And then after that, maybe I do 2-3-4 points, and then maybe I do a 3-4 and a 3-3. So you just change like one move, and then see what changes and learn the variations, etc., etc. But what you don't want to do is change it every single game too often, because then you'll just get overwhelmed and confused. But you also don't want to change it too little to where you don't learn the other stuff. Okay, so we have top, left, and bottom. So I think an extension from a Shamari is going to be bigger than an extension from a star point. And if you also want to think about the lines, you can say this one is 4, 5, 6 lines high, and these are only 4 lines high, so you can also think about that. So extensions are outdated. This was quite common, especially in the older days, but they're a bit dated in modern play. So probably I'll just go with the modern Knights move. I think it's kind of the modern thing to do is Knights move with star points. But either way, I'm just playing the directional play. Okay, directional play, top and left, both are equal, so I'm going to build mine. So I like having my combination more than I like interrupting my opponents. But if you're aggressive, then maybe you like interrupting your opponents more. Should be your own decision. So now we get into this attachment Joseki. So this is going to be like one of our first Joseki that we learn at single DigiQ. So it's very simple. We just Hane. And if you encounter this at double DigiQ, so the response for black is actually to go right here. We'll see if black does it. And if black goes right here, the response at double DigiQ was to just connect, they fix, and you make a base. But at single DigiQ, now we can, I think our reading is good enough that now we can play this Atari. Okay, and now we're going to connect, and they can take the corner, we can take the outside, but the more common response is to go here. And now we have two options, this one or this one. I'm going to start with this one because it's more along the lines of the Clossi approach, have bases with our groups. I also like it because not only does it help us settle, it also unsettles black a little bit. So if we have a peep like right here, you can see that black only has one eye. So potentially in the future, we'll have some follow-ups. So I really like, this is my preference. This is Joseki is my preference, but you can play other Josekis too. It's fine. Just think about why you're choosing certain Josekis. Okay, we do have plenty of space for a base, so I think now is a good time for a big move. So we don't really have open sides anymore, but we do have 3-3, which the AI says this is as big as an open side, according to AI. So this is like AI logic, not really Clossi approach logic. So we could 3-3. We could also just approach, and then we could also try to build something. So I think black's is actually a little bit bigger, so we could potentially cap and try to reduce while building. But I think we're gonna just do the AI for now. I think a lot of people like the AI stuff. So we're gonna 3-3. And the timing for this, as far as I know, is it's as big as approaching a corner. So if you're wondering about opening timings and stuff. Okay, so the question is, does Goma know Joseki? Or what Joseki will Goma mute do? All right. So I'm going to go here. I think this is perfectly fine. You could also go here to keep it simple. But I think this one's fine. And then it might lead to the old one. But the old one gives us peeps, so that's fine. But if you go here, they might Nobi, and I just don't want to deal with that. And I'll go ahead and force the shape to settle this area. All right, and I still have Sente. So black played here. So it's like we played this Joseki and black took Sente and played here. Perfectly fine. All right, largest framework. I don't think it's the top side. So it's between the right and the left. Tough choice, tough choice. So I kind of want to build while reducing. So I think a good way to do that would be maybe the bottom. And we'll go into shape here. So this attachment to Oshimari is another Joseki that we can learn. Attachments are single digit Q moves, so we can't really learn this as a double digit Q, but single digit Q I think we can. The way it'll work is attach Hane Nobi, Nobi, push Nobi, and then we can Knights move. There is an invasion point, but we also are pushing the Moyo down. We could also say I want to just focus on Black's Moyo and just reduce directly or invade. We could also consider attachments. Now, the problem with any of these moves to the Shimari is lose the 3/3 Aji if we do that. So we got to make sure it's worth it. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? The other option is to simply play here. The reason we're playing high is because we're trying to develop the left and reduce the right. So if they play this approach, we can diagonal and then reduce the right while building the left. There is also the attach here, Hane there. That starts a fight, and if they Hane on the inside and connect, and then Hane, I don't know if I like that. What is something I want to do? What is something I want to do? I don't know if I want to lose the Aji, because this is a large nice move, so there's a lot of Aji in here. So maybe I would play this one. If it was like a tighter Shimari, I would probably choose attach. But this is going to be judgment, right? So it's just whatever I prefer. I think there's a lot of correct answers here. So yeah, I think I'm going to just build because again, I love building my areas. If my area can be built while reducing theirs, I'm all for it. I love building my areas because then I get to attack stuff. So I'm going to play an extension. I'm going to play this one so I have a 2-space extension later. So he does invade. Okay, this is another single digit Joseki, so we can choose to go for influence or we can choose to go for territory. Let's see. I have a corner. He has half a corner. I have half a corner. He has a corner. So that would be a corner. Influence. And I think I still have influence, so I think this is fine. This is nice and balanced. Okay. I just don't want to be too short on territory compared to black. Okay, I will go ahead and take this one. It does poke this a little bit, and it does fix this corner, and because there's so many black stones without a lot of support from white, I'm getting a little worried that this is becoming Sente. And if it becomes Sente, then it's an attack. So if he had done it before, then I could have pincered, but now I can't pincer. So I think I'll go ahead and fix. Yeah, I'll go ahead and fix. And this also peeps black, because I love fixing in Sente if I can do it. This is going to be a big thing in the series, is try to fix yourself by using your opponent's Aji. Okay, so black went in, and so black didn't fix. So immediately I'm thinking, okay, black has a weakness over here, and black has a weak group right here. So is there a way I can make a combination? So I want to push black left and cut if I can. That's going to be my idea. So what surrounding move, because this is pincer, there's no base, what surrounding move does that? So we can think about cap, but then they get the attachment. So I think a diagonal is going to be a little bit better to push black that way. So one thing when you think about profit at the single digit Q, this is one thing that we haven't talked about at double digit Q level, is when you are attacking, you're no longer just attacking for the sake of surrounding. So if we're at the surrounding step, we still want to surround. But if we have options to surround, we really want to think about, okay, which one is better? And to do that, we need to think about which one is going to give me the profit that I want. And the way that works is you think about what's the next thing you want to do. So the next thing I want to do is punish black for tanuking. So I want to attack the group in a way that will help me do the next thing that I want to do. Okay. So here, I can keep surrounding right here. Push there. And we do need to apply reading now because we are single digit Q. So cap, push, block, push the elephant, knight's move. That's looking pretty good. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And the other one is push their dog's face. They fix because I think they'll fix their weakness. And then that leads to a cap. That's also looking good. But what if I dog's face and they jump instead? And then I push in, they connect under. I don't know. I like this variation better. So how many moves is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm not reading too deeply. I'm just reading. I'm applying my double digit Q responses to where I'm assuming black will play defense, either defend this one or defend this one. And I'll say, okay, do I have a response for both? So I'm just reading 5 moves. I don't know if that's easy to do at this level, but that's what you need to build yourself up to. And again, I'm giving myself options and saying which one gives me the most profit. So I'm going to choose this one. And then in Byoyomi, when we don't have the time to do that, we'll kind of like work on our instincts that we developed from double digit Q and just go back to basics, right? Go back to our double digit Q basics a little bit. We'll still try to apply some reading, but we'll do that a little bit. Okay, so immediately, can I cut? Boom, 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 boom. I think I certainly can. This is going to affect my group on the left, so I'll have to be very, very careful here. Yeah, but yeah, if I can cut a weak group from a weak group, it's definitely a good idea. Okay. Probably you should never do that, by the way. What I just did, which is instant response. Probably you should always take a second just to double check. It's a bad habit. Ooh, okay. Well, this group can be surrounded. So good thing is you want to keep an eye on both groups. You want to attack the weakest one. So, still using our basic double digit Q basics, surround the opponent and also defense. Okay, so I'm going to play Nobi. I'm not going to play a 1-point jump. I'm not going to play diagonal. I'm going to play Nobi because it's solid, less forcing moves, surrounds my opponent, and I'm trying to connect. And I'm not going to Nobi this way because this one doesn't help me connect. I want to connect to my weakness. So defense while also surrounding. So you can see I'm trying to do multi-purpose. I'm like, okay, I'm also playing defense, but I'm also surrounding. Okay. I have a couple options here. So I do have a cutting point that I want to watch, but technically the cut doesn't work. But this might be Sente, and then the cut might work. No, it still doesn't work. That's a snapback. Okay, cool. So I don't think the cut works yet. So can I attach? And the idea being, can I surround black right now? Because if I can surround while watching my cutting points, it's going to be very, very powerful. And I don't even think black has time to cut me. Even if the cut worked, I don't even... because we're the attacker here. Because we're surrounding. Okay, so I need to read this quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4... 5. That's life and deaths. So let's just attack it strongly. So I saw that I had a cutting point in 5 moves, and it was uncertain, so I went for the stronger shape. Okay. So he's about to connect. I don't think I can probably go like right here. This is fine. I really want to get this move because this is like double Sente, but don't be greedy. Keep surrounding. Just keep surrounding. I'm really watching Sente though, because I don't want to lose Sente from this attack. So like if he has a move to live in Sente after my response, then I don't want to do it. I'd rather Tanuki. Okay, so black's probably gonna live here. We do have influence, and we can bully the left a little bit, but he did get a move to fix, so the left isn't really easy to bully. Okay, we already read this. So I have extra time. So this is really important. If you already have your move decided, use the extra time to think about other things, because you have an infinite amount of 30 seconds. So I already read this. So we have influence. We lost some territory here. We don't really have a combination anymore. So I think after we are done with this, we want to use this influence to focus on reducing, because we don't have a combination now.
5, 4.
Okay, if your opponent fixes you, then that's perfectly okay. So there, let's see, he's gonna go there. I'm not gonna lose Sente, am I? No, I think I'm still good for Sente.
10.
Maybe.
9, 8, 7.
Maybe. Oh, I don't want to lose Sente. I didn't see this response. No, I think I still keep Sente. Okay, solid connections are better than loose connections. This does have a peep, but it's okay. Hello, Goop. I'm not sure what looks different. All right, and we don't want to lose Sente. We definitely can Hane here. Put wedge, Atari, connect, cut. Is that okay? Can we break into the corner? If we can cut this and destroy the corner, it would be amazing. So 1, 2, 3, 4,
10,
5,
9,
6. Let's see if I can read one more.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Let's save it.
2, 1.
Sacrifice it.
Periods left.
I'm not sure what I want to do, because I'm not sure if that's single digit Q to try and go into that corner or not. So maybe just save the Aji. So I might have to, like, I really think I can destroy the corner right now, but okay. So I'm feeling kind of weak, honestly.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
So I'm going to threaten some connections and see if I can help myself. Hello, Templist. Make sure you're sending them to the right channel, Templist. Yeah, so let's threaten here. So all I'm going to do is, like, I'm trying to help myself, but here's the key, though. I'm not just, like, playing 1-point jumps like I used to. I'm actually trying to say, can I help myself by capturing a stone? Can I help myself by attacking my opponent? That's what I'm thinking right now. Before I just jump, I'm going to see if I can help myself using my opponent's Aji.
10, 9, 8,
Take.
7,
Sorry. There.
6,
There.
5, 4, 3, 2.
This might be a mistake. I didn't have enough time to read it, but I didn't see me dying, so I went ahead and went for this shape. Okay, and I'm going to reduce or fix because this is my shape in the corner. So defense first. This also affects black quite a bit. So yeah, defense first. I think letting black connect here is probably a mistake, but it's okay. I'm mostly just focusing on getting strong. Okay, I'm feeling a lot better having a Panuki right here. But I really want this Hane. It's so big. It's so big.
10,
It's okay.
9, 8.
Push
7,
there, Hane.
6, 5, 4, 3.
Let's just play a big
2.
move. I don't really see what to do, so I'm just gonna play a big move and destroy the right, because they black destroyed my combination, so I'm just gonna destroy the right. Okay, defense, Nobi. They're probably going to jump. Then again, push, jump, maybe Knight's move. Or maybe I can shoulder hit and go up. Or maybe just Nobi jump,
9,
jump.
8. Challenge received. 7.
Black can play h4 because I can also play h4. So, like, this is one move away from an eye, and I had 0 eyes at the start, and now I have half an eye.
Received.
So it's slightly better.
Challenge received.
Okay.
Challenge received. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
So he's supposed to
3,
jump. So let's
2.
lean. I need to check this cutting point, but it should be okay. This is the normal punishment shape.
Challenge received. Challenge received. Challenge received.
Could someone call an OGS moderator, please? That's very disturbing, and they're doing it just to troll me on a video. So if someone doesn't mind, please call a moderator and get that person banned.
9,
So I'm going to try to focus on this.
7, 6.
So I'm going to see if I can use forcing moves to gain shape here.
3.
Let's just fix the cutting point. I want to try to Hane Atari first, but it's fine.
Challenge received.
And then after this, so you see how I'm not just jumping anymore. I'm trying to use forcing moves to gain shape. And this one's actually quite tricky. You got to be very, very careful with this, because while you're using forcing moves to run away, because I'm still running away. I really need the clocks. That's the problem, Goop. I really need those clocks. I'm still focusing on running away. I'm still playing the double-digit Q defense. I'm still running away. Instead of doing the 1-point jump, I'm trying to do it in Sente.
9.
That's the difference.
7.
I like this. This is building me a little bit of a center while I'm running, which is nice. And then I also have this cut. So that's the big thing here, is I'm trying to say, can I survive using my opponent's Aji? And I'm calling this aggressive defense. I think having a term for it makes it easier for you to remember. So I want you to think of aggressive defense. And when you think of aggressive defense, you really got to think, am I helping myself better than the double-digit Q defense? So yes, I could have jumped, but you see how I'm doing my defense in Sente, and my opponent's not being able to do whatever they want because I'm threatening cutting points and everything else. I'm actually trying to get shape. Maybe it's a little bit slower, but it's Sente, which is a lot faster. Okay, I'm just going to make shape. This one's Gote, but it's... I think it's the... I don't see any more forcing moves. So play the double-digit Q move. Just 1-point jump and make shape, because I don't want peeps and forcing moves. This is Joseki knowledge, so this one should be easy enough for me to play. Oh, I should use time to think, though. This one is probably more judgment than anything that I was considering this group strong enough to Tanuki. I knew that I had an eye. I have an eye shape right here. Yes, they can peep that, but I have a lot of shape right here, a lot of shape right here. I have running paths galore. So through my experience, which you can't, there's no shortcut for experience. But through my experience, I was confident that I could deal with an attack. And then you could also think about the black can't really profit very easily because I have so many options. Now that one, unfortunately, there is no shortcut to do. Improving judgment is the hardest thing to do in Go. It takes practice, 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 practice. There's no shortcut for practice. Okay, so I need to think. I have 10 seconds. Do I have any weak groups? No. Does he have any weak groups? Oh, I kind of have some weak groups right here. So, let's play defense. Aggressive defense. Aggressive defense! Let's just use my opponent's Aji to get some strength right here, and then go play big moves. Still let a moderator know, just in case. They can probably, like, see who's sending me challenges. Okay, so the shape to an attachment, the way to deal with a Hane to an attach is to crosscut or reverse Hane. So more often than not, it's one of the reverse Hane. So I can do this one for a base or this one for influence. The influence is clearly worth more, so I'm going to get eyes in the center instead of the eyes right. Instead of one eye right here, I'm going to get several eyes right here. This is all. So if you have a way to make eye space, then pick the one that's worth more points. Okay, so the response to this is Nobi. And this is very careful reading. I'm keeping this cut open while watching my connections. This one is tricky. It will take some practice. You're not going to get this right on the first try. Okay, this one's a very tricky shape. But that's why we don't use it until single digit Q, because it requires reading. Reading is very important. Okay, so speaking of reading, connect, wedge, Atari, connect, Atari, there, that's a ladder. Okay. And I'm fine. Oh, see, bad habits. Bad habits. I played too quickly. Okay, so I have the ladder, so I'm perfectly okay with that. Black will likely fix the corner. I will get the outside, so I should get Sente from this. So what do I want to do next? I can reduce the top. That's an opening. I can maybe try to Hane the right side a little bit because I have a Tsuji right here, and I know this from Go problems. So I can maybe build the center. I can also cap. I think reducing is going to be good enough, though. Well, the problem is they were deleting it too fast for me to see. And then even if I did that, they would just get on a different account. So it's like I would have to ban them. Like if a troll, stopping a troll is like kind of difficult because it's very easy to get around any normal response. Because if you're really determined,
10.
If you're really determined to mess with someone, it's not hard to do. It's just really rude, in my opinion. Because as soon as I block one account, they just make another one, right? So, yeah, but I don't want to have to do that every single video. I would rather trolls just get banned because what if they go troll other streamers? I don't like. This is one of my flaws. I don't like people who intentionally mess with others.
7,
I think it's not nice. So I have very little patience for them. And it's one of my flaws. I need more patience with people. I need to be more forgiving, and it's one of my flaws. But when I'm trying to record a video to help people improve, and you're going to interrupt the video with challenges, then I'm a little salty about it. Just for your own humor, you're going to interrupt other people's stuff. Okay, so I can run away, but that gives the attach under, so I'm going to play a diagonal and then a knight's move to keep the cut, which I can explain more in the review. I consider it a flaw because I really want to, in my life, I have a rule for myself to always work on being a better person. So no matter how good I get, I always want to try to be a better person. So I'm always thinking what would I consider something bad about myself, and then I want to constantly work on improving that. And some things are easier than others, of course. Road rage being one of them. I would say I've gotten a lot better at road rage though than when I was a lot 10 years ago. But yeah. Okay, I need to focus. Weak group, just weak group. It's fine. Yes, I do consider that one of my biggest flaws. I think my lack of patience. Yeah. See, well, I really need to focus on this game. I really need to, you guys are getting me I want to have a conversation with you guys. I just need to focus on the game.
9.
So I'm kind of out, and I can also unsettle.
5,
Let's just run away.
4, 3.
This way creates more points. So run in the way that creates more points. So compare the two in your head. I'm just playing, I just legit, what I did was, screw it, I don't know, I can't read it all fast enough. What's my double digit Q basics? And what's really good is you have 20 ranks of experience at double digit Q. So you want to be able to say, okay, what's the double digit Q answer in like 5 seconds? And if you can do that, then even in overtime, you can find a pretty decent move. All right, so reducing the center. Do I have a weak group? Kind of, but so does black. So let's lean on black's weak group to gain strength. Instead of, I could just jump to connect, but let's lean to gain strength. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Awesome. Welcome, Introp. Okay, so now that I'm strong, ooh, is this Sente? So this is actually tricky. I'm gonna have to explain the logic behind this, but this would be better than that because it's better for black to connect than to live, because this is worth more points, right? There's also reductions right here, and there's also a cut to consider right here. So there's so much to look at. Okay, so I'm gonna be strategic and sacrifice a period. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't take the base, but it is very Sente Yosei. Well, not quite Sente. So 1, something else. 2, 3, 4, 5. I can just take a lot of points. So it's just Yosei. Let's just consider that Sente Yosei. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can actually cut these.
10, 9, 8.
So I can cut these.
7, 6, 5, 4.
So I'm going to do that. I haven't had time to read this one yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks good. So maybe if I start with this one, what if he tries to get me back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there any other counter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double peep, cut, Atari, cut. Okay. That was more than 5, but just making sure I don't die. So yeah, I think this move's perfectly fine. What if he peeps, cuts, push their jump? I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so let's read here. There, Tiger's Mouth, Atari, there, connect, or maybe double Tiger's Mouth is better. So here, ooh, did I make a mistake?
10,
okay, I just didn't consider this one. But push, there, cut,
7,
push. I'm good.
6.
But I thought I was connected and I wasn't, so I got caught off guard here. So I need to like reevaluate. Connect, there, push. He can't do anything, so connect, push right there. Is there any damage to here? Yeah, he's gonna get a lot of reductions. He's gonna get more reductions than I thought, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I'm really worried I'm short on territory, so I'm probably gonna have to win in Yosei. Let's see, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Let's say 36, 38, 40. So this one's just a double Tiger's Mouth. Okay. Use the extra time. Say 8, 10, let's say 20, just make it easy. 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 46, 48.
5, 4.
Now, I haven't been able to figure this out on my own yet, but if you guys can figure out how to make me remember the first number that I counted, because I swear I have to count 3 times every single time. And without fail, the first number that I count gets deleted. Every time. Every time without fail. 6, 8, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 40.
7,
48. It's actually pretty close. So I think I can win a Yosei. Yeah. I don't know if I like black's moves here because it's making me stronger to cut this. Yeah, stay connected. There's no reason not to. It's several points. Does this affect black? Is this a cutting stone or is this a big stone? That's the question, right? That's a lot of Yosei. I'm gonna say yeah. But this is really big.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
I think this is bigger.
1.
I think this is bigger. I really want to count it, but when you don't have the time to verify, you obviously you want to speed up your reading, speed up your counting by doing go problems and drill yourself over and over and over, practice, practice, practice. So the faster you can get, the better you can make these decisions. But let's say that you can't make a decision fast enough, or you can't gather any information fast enough. Go for the basic one, the safe one, right? That's what you should do, rather than the unsafe one. Because if you're wrong, at least right, you don't die. But yeah, obviously you want to gather as much information as you can, and over time.
10, 9,
This is
7.
fine. Are we in Yosei? We're not in Yosei. I should have cut. That's a Yosei move. This is a mistake on my point. That's a good idea, Dr. Evil, but it's really hard to go back and forth between territory. It would be faster for me to count by tens, fives and twos. Tens, like that. Actually, that's a trick to my speed counting, by the way, because I'm counting in tens, fives, 5, 1, 5, 12 minus like 2. So I roughly made it 10, 10 to 15. So like I'm counting in shapes. Yes, counting on enemies time is also very good.
10,
There's many tricks you can do. But at the same, what's really honestly what's really slowing me down is the talking. It's really hard because I think faster than I can talk. So talking through it that's what's slowing me down the most, honestly. But it's fine. It's fine. I know a lot of you guys won't be able to do it as fast as I can, so this is just I'm showing you like what I'm working on, what you want to get to, and then you want to surpass, right? So that's all I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep cutting, right? And this should seal my victory. Just watch my cutting points. Watch my cutting points. You know, the most important thing at Q level, watch your cutting points. Also watch over here. Oh yeah. I was more worried about this move. So I can block, but then he pushes. So I'm gonna block this way, right? Give yourself more options. Don't just immediately despawn. Think about options. What's the most effective way to defend your base? I would say this one, because it opens up a muck jump.
9, 8,
Um,
7, 6, 5,
I think it's okay.
4,
I think it's okay.
2,
I'm gonna go with it. I don't know. I want to count the Yosei. But yeah. So this, I'm pretty sure I win with this. I think this puts me way ahead. So I still have a push there. So now's a good time to actually identify Yosei, because I think we're starting Yosei now. So double Sente. Oh no, Sente for him. Sente for me too. Cool. So this is double Sente. So my response is going to be there. This is big, and in single digit Q you can actually count the value if you can get good at it. But it's probably 5Q plus, maybe. But Hane, Phil Sente, Atari, and push Phil Sente, which is the same as that. But I want to make sure it stays Sente, so I'll probably Atari instead of that one. Nobi, push is Gote, that's Gote, but they're both very large.
6,
I do have some shape here, so my response is going to be here. So okay, so now we want to identify the biggest. Probably this. That's tricky. I think this one's the biggest, because if I take the ice base, he's going to die. So this one's probably the biggest. These are both really big,
10,
but Gote.
9,
So 2, 4, 6,
7,
2, 4, 6, 8.
6,
So, but black gets points. So this one is bigger than this one. Okay, my response here is going to be this one. I want to do that, but that gives forcing moves, so that would be more points for black, so I'm going to do this one. Double check my life. I'm alive. Okay, so here my Yosei is attach, Hane, connect. If white cuts,
10,
it does not
9,
work, so clamp does
7,
work.
6, 5.
So that one is Sente, so that's fine. I already read this one, which is here, here, and then I can just connect, honestly. Yeah. So this one is going to be here. So this one, maybe that one. This one's also really
9,
big.
8,
This one's just really
7,
big for both.
6, 5,
So maybe 1, 2, 3.
2,
Yeah, 1, 2. Yeah. Oh, nice. Nice. Cut, connect. Yeah, I'm fine. Actually, Atari. Funny enough, this cuts Gote, but it does give forcing moves on the outside. So, but is it bigger than this? I don't think so. So
10,
there,
9,
cut. If I Tanuki,
7,
cut,
6,
push.
5,
No, that kills me.
4,
No, I'm stupid. I'm
3.
stupid. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Just fix. I'm just gonna fix. I'm not gonna kill myself. Nope. I'm not gonna do that. Counting liberties is important. Okay, don't play the Atari. There's no reason you can't follow it up, so save it for later. It's co-threats. Don't do Sente moves just because they're Sente. If you can't do it, you can't do it. Just leave it, and then maybe you can push something later. That's big. Do I have a forcing moves to worry about? I think this is a double Sente, so I'm gonna do this one first. So I'm gonna do that one first. That's kind of double Sente. Okay, then I'm going to go back to the priority list that I was going to do. Actually, does Black have a reduction right here? Push, there, Atari, take, connect. That peeps, and then connect. Tiger's Mouth, push, Tiger's Mouth. A little bit, but is it big?
10.
I can definitely do this one, though. So maybe push is Gote. Is this big enough? I can also just Hane. Atari there. Yeah, that's fine. That's what I'll do. Because Sente's more important, right? Yeah, so push. So I have a response to this clamp to just go here. Connect. Double check. I'm really worried about it. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. He's not. He didn't respond. Yep. I don't. Nope. I don't get it. Here, but that's a double Sente, so I have to go here because I'm watching my cutting points.
8, 6.
Just reduce, right? Just reduce. That's all I'm gonna do. Is just reduce. Okay, defend my eye space because life and death is important. And this is important. Like, if I can solve this life and death, then maybe I can get a free move. Push there. I'm pretty sure I'm dead because side 6. But I can push right here. Ooh, I can put. This is why you double check. I can survive by killing 2 stones instead of blocking right here, and it's worth more.
10.
Double freaking check, guys. Double freaking check. I think you're wrong. There, clamp. There, Atari. There. Oh, maybe no. There. I still think. I think you're. I'm pretty sure you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm confident you're wrong. I'm wrong. I'm stupid. There's a tiger's mouth. I should have pushed. Oh, calm down. Calm down. This is why you need to do Go problems. That way you don't do stupid stuff. Okay. I'm connected though, so I don't have to respond. Sente is important. Let's just push. On paper, it looks like I'm doing great.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Yeah, I'm looking at G18, but I don't think it does anything. So just keep reducing. He might die. I'm just gonna keep reducing the points here until he lives. I'm just so stupid. Why did I do that? Oh, I forgot to check the Tiger's Mouth. I was so busy looking for Tsuchi's that I forgot the simple move, which is one problem with like skipping over the basic to go. Like this is a habit you need to build when doing Go problems. Is always check the wrong moves first if they're the basic moves. So, for example, even if you know reducing the eye space makes it live, train yourself to reduce the eye space first and then see how they live and then try the vital point next. Because that habit prevents stupid reading like this, where you're trying to counter yourself with the Tsuji instead of trying the simple response first. So I'm just going to keep reducing. There's no reason not to keep reducing.
10, 9.
This one's better. I'm not even trying to solve this life and death. I really could spend 30 seconds, but I think it's not important. I really think I'm just going to reduce in the most effective ways. And it's fine because I really don't care if black lives. I'm just going to keep reducing. Watching my cutting points, I'm good. And when I'm looking at which eye should I take, I'm not just looking at which eye kills. I'm not just looking at which eye would kill it. I'm also looking at which eye is worth more points. So that way, if he does live, I don't care, right? So I think this eye is worth more points. It also is worth more eye shape too. So I really don't care if it lives. Like, even if it lives with 2 points, the reduction is just so effective. This move's obvious. Now I have time to read it. I could also read on my opponent's turn too. So where would black live? So there's a half eye there, but that's Gote. Is there a Tsuji? No. Is there an eye here? No. So black's dead. Okay, so black's just dead. I am confident that black is dead. Here, wedge, there. There's no squeeze play, I think, but even if there was, I'm just going to throw in. Because shape. I would rather take the better shape. If both are equal, or if both work, take the one that... Well, because what if there's a ko or something, right? There's always the chance of a ko, and maybe this comes back to life. I want the better shape. That probably was a time to Tsuji. I think that's Gote. Did he just die in Gote? I think he died in Gote. Because you can't make 2 eyes. Yose. This one or this one?
9.
I like this. I like this one. Almost misclicked. Don't misclick. Misclicks are super, super bad. Play slower if you're misclicking. You should misclick maybe 1 in 100 games. No, go for it, Gomad. Goma. I actually, the capitalization is just throwing me off. Gomadigo. If you want to resign, you can resign. It's fine.
You have won.
Thank you for the game. All right. So that's single digit Q. And I'm sure you can tell the difference of like level of reading. So this is why this range can get so hard. It's a whole nother layer to it. So let's review this. And actually have maybe 30 minutes to review this because we do have to get to our physical therapy appointment. So I will go through this as efficiently to give as much information as I can, but don't stress if I don't get to everything. We will have more examples and more stuff. Okay, so open corners first. I'm still doing double digit Q stuff. I'm just adding on a layer to it. And this is one thing that I really want you to work on is if you're picking this up in the single digit Q range, if you're watching the series from the single digit Q range, I highly, highly encourage you to go to the very first video in the 25Q range and watch it to catch up to this. Because I really think the stuff from here on out will not make near as much sense if you don't understand the layers that we built, the fundamentals, the foundation that we're going to build all of our strategies on top of. Oh no, you did fine, Goma. You did perfectly fine. It's okay. So understanding those fundamentals, I think, is vital for moving forward. So even if you can get to 5Q with some cool tricks and Tsujis and trick plays and blah, 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 or even to 1-dan with those, what are you going to do when you're trying to get to 5-dan or 7-dan or the next level, right? Eventually, you're going to get stuck and you're going to have to learn those fundamentals. So I really encourage you to build your knowledge on top of fundamentals instead of trying to play all this fancy stuff without the fundamentals. And a good example of that is this Joseki right here. I really discouraged this at Double Digit Q. And I actually told everyone that I was reviewing for, like when I was doing all the game reviews, I told all the Double Digit Q players, don't play this move. It's a bad move at Double Digit Q. Because 90% of the games that I reviewed where this was played, someone messed up the Joseki. Someone did, either black or white. Okay, someone always messed it up 90% of the time. It was shocking how many players messed it up. And the reason for that is one, lack of research, two, copying without studying, which is lack of research as well. Three, when your opponent does something weird, you don't have the reading to back it up. You don't have the reading to respond. You don't have the fundamentals. And to even stress on this point, I was teaching a class in Ohio a couple weeks ago, and this cute little girl, this like 8-year-old little girl, we were talking about a one-space pincer, and I was talking about how to handle Josekis. I'm like, okay, what fundamentals can you apply here if you don't know Josekis? And the little girl said, what if they play right here? And the entire class is like, yeah, what do you do if they do that? And that's when it's like, okay, Josekis are out the window. What do you do? Okay, you have no Joseki knowledge for this. Okay, what do you do? Well, you have to go to your fundamentals that you've built. And if you don't have them, it's going to be really hard to handle this. But if you do, this actually becomes very easy. It's just defend one and help one. Okay, double digit Q basics, help one. Boom. But single digit Q basics, help one while hurting black. Boom. So now, if we go here, black can connect. Okay, but if we go here, we help one while also splitting black. Okay, so now, and then depending on what black plays, because it can go various directions, but the idea is if you have good fundamentals, you can respond to weird stuff. However, even with good fundamentals, like with the opening, you have to do your research. I mean, we're single digit Q now. Yes, we can read a bit better. We can probably read 3 to 5 moves, which what I encourage you to do, if you can't read 5 moves like I was there in this game, start with 3. Just read 3 moves, read multiple options, and just build the habit of, I'm going to give myself not just one option, but like 2 or 3 options. What's the best way? Read 3 moves, compare. Read 3 moves, compare. Okay? Which one's the best? And then when you get good at that, you can read 5 moves. And when you get good at that, you can read even more if the sequence is very straightforward. If the sequence is like forced, like a ladder. Like a lot of players can read ladders, and that's more than 5 moves, right? So if you read 5 moves, but there's a few Ataris, you can go to 7, 9, 11. And you just want to check all the branches. That's kind of the key, is to check the branches. That's the hard part. Check any counters. But if you can build that habit where you read 1, 2, 3, check the counter, 1, 2, 3, right? Then you can handle a lot of stuff. But for the opening specifically, do your research. Don't be lazy with this. Don't skip this step. You need to be doing your research. There's wall theory, which is ps.wall theory. So ps.waltheri.net. You can also search wall theory. This is a pattern search database for pro games. You can literally find any opening that you want in this database, and it's probably going to be good. Because if pros have played it, it's been researched. Okay. Now you can also throw in a layer of looking this up with AI as well, but I would start with this. You can also check there's dates on the left, which I guess you can't see the whole screen because of the crop, but this is a website where you can like come up with an opening, and when your opponent plays something. So let's just look at this, right? Let's just look at this. Okay, and this is doing research. Research is important for improving. Let me see if I can get the display capture going. Okay, so boom, 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 boom. This is 14, so it's not common. So this one has 7 games are at 1. Oh, sweet, I played the good move. 1, 1, and this one is only 2 games have played this position, and black plays 1. However, the dates are 2017 and 2019. So this one doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. So this is why you have to double check with AI, because updated knowledge, updated Joseki. So you can check the years. But even then, like this one, even with AI, this might be the move, right? But your opponent does something weird. As soon as they do something weird, okay, now you're off the beaten path, and you have to come up with your own responses, your own Joseki choices. You can research that with the AI, make your own opening SGF backed up with AI knowledge and wall theory knowledge. But the point I'm trying to make is research your opening. Don't be lazy. It's 50% play, 50% study. Okay, don't be lazy with your Josekis. Don't be lazy with your opening. You are too strong for that now. I think I said 3 topics in one. I don't know. I'm just trying to throw information at you guys. Just teach you everything that I know. So I did the Joseki here, and I like this Nobi down. I talked about that during the game. I think black is supposed to go here though, because this one opens up this in the future. There's Aji right here. Yes, you can be pincered, but you can see that if you get strong, you can also, it threatens this follow up and now white's unsettled. So this one's good for surrounding. Otherwise, you can just go here. You can also go here, but there's some Aji. So I think the responses for black are A or B. So just keep that in mind. Okay. I don't like this move. I thought it was a bit slow. Because normally what you're doing with this is trying to take Sente. So maybe what I would like to see is, so this is black can take Sente right here. So maybe shoulder hit, build this framework. I mean that's pretty nice. If you want to play territorial, no, you're not playing territorial in this game. I think you need to play influence because you have not enough territory here. You have good territory here, but that's influence and no territory. So I think influence is the way to go here. But if you want to play territory, you can consider this as well. Maybe 2 or 3. Knight's move if you already have one. Yeah, that's fine. I think this is just too close to thickness. I think it would have been better here or here. I think this one's just three space jump from a thick wall is a little too close. Okay, so this one, again, I have a lot of options. This one, I want you to, one thing I want you to take from this part is keep in mind how long I took for this. I had A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I had all these options to consider. I can identify all of the decent moves because I ruled it down to largest framework versus influence. So maybe I can reduce while building. I can invade the largest framework. Oh, I even had a shoulder hit as well. I have all these options. So I spent a good couple minutes here thinking about what type of game do I want to play. And this is one thing that I think a lot of people do is they rush this part. This is a decision. You're about to determine the next 20 moves. Okay, what type of middle game are you going to play? You're about to make that decision right now. You want to pick the game that goes into something that you're comfortable with. That's style, right? So it's very easy to identify a good move because we've spent 20 ranks doing that. But now we need to decide which move do we want? Which move of the good moves do we want to make this game look like, right? And so I personally picked the one that built while reducing black's framework. I was considering this one, but I thought maybe this just wasn't enough because this is very invadable. And it's very easy to destroy this. I might get a weak group, might get attacked. And I'm not really affecting black's territory over here too much. It's very easy for black to make a lot of territory right here, and I'm still invadable. So I thought that wasn't quite equal. So I thought rather than losing the invasion point right here, the invasion point right here, rather than losing all those invasion points, I decided to play a little bit lighter here. And this definitely comes with practice and game reviews. To improve that, game reviews definitely help. Lessons help. Game experience helps, so playing lots of games. Just putting time into the game, honestly. Watching lectures, watching game reviews, watching commentary, reviewing pro games. Just putting time into the game can help improve your judgment, but that's where style comes in. And you're maybe in 10 years, I would choose a different move. Maybe in 2 years, I would choose a different move. It's just where style comes in, right? But it depends on what type of middle game do you want to play. And then is that the type of middle game that you're good at or bad at? People have strengths and weaknesses. So I love building my own frameworks. So if I can find a way to do that without giving my opponent the big framework. Like, I'm not just going to go over here, right? And let black just control the whole center of the board. I'm not going to do that. But if I can like find a way to do the goal of the turn, which is reduce, while also building my own framework, that's a style that I like. Right? So that's what I'm going to do. So black invaded, which was fine. I did have the option of going here, but I thought I would actually have a territorial shortage because I only have one corner at this point. So I thought I'd be short on territory if I did that. So it's kind of a balance. This is, again, judgment. I wish I had a shortcut for you guys. I mean, the bare minimum is I have Joseki knowledge. I know that I have A, B, C, D, maybe even E, and Chiniki, right? I know I at least have those options. Now, my common options are going to be A and B. Like those are the ones I almost always choose. So it's just a matter of, do I want influence, do I want territory? And then, so the way that works is the first layer is black has a weak group. I want to take the base if I can. And so black has a Miai, so I'm just going to threaten one of those. So I add a layer, okay, of Joseki knowledge. So now I have Joseki knowledge, so I know what two ways take the base to force them the other direction. Then I add a layer. Okay, now I know I have two options that are Josekis, and if you want more, look up more Josekis. Do more study, right? Do more research. So now I'm at layer 3. I have two options, and I'm going to pick the one that I think I need on this board. So I just fundamentally, I'm attacking. Okay? Then I add on a layer, Joseki knowledge. Then I add on a layer, direction of play or judgment knowledge, right? I think it's judgment knowledge is the best way to word that. Do I want territory? Do I want influence? And that last one, that judgment, is the hardest thing to improve. You're going to be wrong with that like 90% of the time. If you look at it with AI, just do your best. Just do your best and slowly improve judgment. You will not have the judgment of the AI probably ever. Okay, don't let the AI criticize you too much. You will just never trust yourself. You have to trust yourself. You have to play games that you're comfortable with. And honestly, if you're really wanting to improve judgment and you just can't do it on your own, excuse me, I got something in my throat, and you just can't do it on your own, lessons are the best way to do that. The free way, get game reviews from people online. Just pick someone like 6 ranks or more stronger than you, or ask someone like 6 ranks or greater stronger than you. Ask for help. Their judgment's going to be slightly better than yours. And honestly, probably you can have, I think having various sources of information is good. That we have various correct answers that are stronger than you. Maybe not AI level, obviously, but you'll have various answers stronger than you, and you can pick the one that you're comfortable with. And then, of course, there's paid lessons. I do offer lessons, but at the same time, I only offer lessons for Q players. And then there's also people who maybe don't like my style of teaching. That's okay. Don't pick me then. Pick a teacher that works for you. Okay? There's pro players. I think they're very, very good. I think I would not ever advise a pro player as a teacher to double-digit Qs. Single-digit Qs, I think you're getting strong enough you can get pro lessons if you want. Ideally, though, you would be 5Q plus before you get pro lessons, because there's like a bare minimum of knowledge to understand what they're teaching you. What they teach you has so many, like, I just showed you 3 layers. They have like 5 to 7 layers of basics, okay? Pros are strong. Pros are strong. However, what they teach you is going to be so, so valuable. And this is going to be something that eventually, like once you feel comfortable with your fundamentals, I would actually encourage everyone to eventually get lessons from someone. Okay. One, you're supporting, ignore that. One, you're supporting other teachers. 2, you're going to advance your knowledge. And 3, getting lessons from someone much, much stronger than you, compared to just a singular game review, but having like dedicated once a week lessons with people stronger than you, it's really useful for your game. Okay, so I do think that it would be good for everyone to eventually get lessons. Maybe you can work on the fundamentals, get as much free knowledge as you can, but eventually, if you really want to take your game to a next level, I think lessons would be good. Yulin Yang is one of the few pros that I think is actually really good at teaching cues. Yulin Yang, I think I really like Yulin Yang, but there's a lot of pros. There's a lot of pros you have to be very careful with because they are really, really, really good at the game, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're great at teaching. What that means is they can't dumb down the game to your level, which is, it sounds bad, but think about it for a second. Like, how good are you explaining to a 5-year-old how to do two, or like what age do people like 2 3 year olds learn 2 plus 2, 4-year-olds? I don't know. I haven't had a kid yet. Okay, don't be mad at me. How hard is it to explain 2 plus 2? Oh, I need to turn off display capture. Sorry, I forgot to turn that off. How hard is it for you to explain 2 plus 2 to someone who has never done math? Okay. Think about that for a second. Teachers are teachers for a reason. Not everyone can teach, but I will guarantee you what they tell you is likely correct. It's just a matter of if you can understand it and apply it. Actually, teaching kids how to count liberties is a lot of, I think a really, Go is a really great way to teach kids counting. I know a lot of teachers in Asia did that. They teach kids counting with liberties and capture Go and stuff. There's a lot of things that you can learn in Go. Math especially is really good in Go. There's a lot of math in Go. A ton of math in Go. Anyway, so let's move on because I do have a limited amount of time. But hopefully, I forgot my original point, but hopefully you guys understand that the layers, teachers are good. And then my judgment, I really wish I had a shortcut for you guys for judgment, but experience, like there's no shortcut for experience, okay? Even geniuses need experience. No one ever gets strong without getting, no one ever gets good at anything, like maybe masters. No one ever masters anything without a lot of experience. I don't care how much of a genius you are. You need experience. Okay, so here, I also had the cap. I also had a shoulder hit, but I prioritized defense. So defense, I'm not just, I could try to make a base. I could just run away, but he also has a weak group. So aggressive defense, I'm going to help A while attacking the Blackstone. So that immediately rules out this one. This one doesn't help way. So it's between Knight's move and that one. There is a cutting point, but Black's too weak to cut. But there's this variation, which is quite interesting for Black to settle on the side. And I wasn't a fan of this one. Yeah, I actually recommend, if you're trying to improve shape, old Japanese pro games, like the 1800s and 1900s, I think there's so much good shape in those games. They're a little complex, like pro games are always going to be really complex to understand, but there's a lot of good shapes, well thought out shapes, in the 1800s and 1900s. Modern games are too reading intensive to follow. I think even to learn shapes in modern play is just, I think, so impossible. Yeah, pro games are definitely a double-edged sword, especially with like certain players. Like I couldn't review Lee Sedol or Go Sagan, just because their knowledge is too high. I can't understand it. But Shuzaku is like one of my favorite pros to review. I love reviewing Shuzaku games. Shuzaku, Ota, Yuzo, Shua. Yeah, Shuzaku is the main one. Like, if you haven't reviewed Shuzaku, he's a Ghost Saint. And for those who don't know, Ghost Saints are like the top, like, not just the top players of their time, but the top players of a generation, right? They're called Ghost Saints for a reason. Shuzaku was a Ghost Saint and like the best player, the most popular player or whatever. And then Go Sagan came out and like him and was it Dosaku? Go Sagan and Dosaku? That had the Shinfuseki era, which they basically redid the opening. They started playing Star Points, which wasn't a thing. Huang Longshi is another good one. But they basically pushed Go into a new era of opening theory. Yeah, Go Sagan, but it wasn't just Go Sagan. It was Go Sagan. Dosaku was 1660s. It was Go Sagan and someone else that kind of led the Shinfuseki. But Go Sagan was also a Go Saint. Some of his theories, actually, a lot of pros there were some theories that pros disagreed with that the AI has now confirmed to be true. That's how ahead of his time that Gosengan was. Okay, Gosengan overshadowed Shuzaku. Okay, so Shuzaku was a Goseind. Gosengan was also a Goseind. Yeah, Dosaku is another name that I just know. So there's a lot of them. I think asking around the internet can be really good. And getting into Go history and just understanding the layers of like Josekis and Fusekis. Fuseki is opening for those who don't know. The layers of opening theory. So how it started like the 1800s, and then in the 1900s, and how it developed, and then the 21st century, and then the AI after 2014. Like the layers upon layers upon layers upon layers. Uh, yeah, it's just there's so much to learn. Go has such a deep history. It's really great. I've never actually understood historians until I got into Go history, and now I'm like that's why history is so fascinating, because you just see like the things that led up to other things. So you can study the opening and just how it leads up to other openings, and it's just so fascinating to see. But yeah, modern opening theory is really, really hard for Q players, for amateur players, even me. Like modern opening theory is like really, really, really hard. Um, yeah. So the reason I chose A, getting back to this, so I'm gonna defend A, but I also want to aggressive defense. I want to use my opponent's weakness to help A. Okay. Now I had two options. I like the diagonal better because I wanted to, so I could push black down, or I could push black that way. And when you're thinking about how you want to attack something, you want to think about what's the next thing you want to do. Okay, so I knew that there's weakness over here. There's a lot of Aji right here because black ignored me. So I'm going to push B in a way that I can get some sort of double attack. And that's a very powerful attack. Now, I could have, here's another way. I could also try to attach to strength. And this is where you get into a lot of attack and defense theories. And the more the more strategies you have, the more options you have to choose from. And then you just have to be creative, right? And this is where decision making can make or break your game. So I could have also attached to strength and said, I'm going to get strong and then push black into me. So I'm going to fix myself and then attack. And that's attached to strength to gain strength, because attach makes both sides strong. So if you know that and then you're clever about it, you can sometimes come up with a theory like that, or with an idea like this. And there's all kinds of strategies in Go. Like I've been teaching you guys the fundamentals. Okay, there's so many cool strategies and clever things that you can do once you have the fundamentals to back it up. Like for example, an invasion builds thickness, but it also destroys points. I saw a pro game, and I had another pro, a very, very strong pro, Choeyon, if you guys know her. She was explaining the pro game to me, and she was explaining how this player attacked a group in order to build thickness so they could invade and give their opponent thickness and take the points, and have the thickness counter their thickness, so the exchange rate of points would be in their favor. Okay, so they attacked a group in a way that countered what black was about to do to... sorry, I don't think it was black, but whatever. They attacked a group in a way that countered the next thing that was going to happen. So that's clever, okay? That's freaking clever. But it's knowing that you attack a group and surround to build thickness and Sente. Invasions build thickness by taking points, and then you can use thickness to reduce. If you have all three of those ideas, you can be clever about it and come up with that kind of combination. Now, that one's not easy to do. I wouldn't try to apply that one. I think just use thickness to reduce or to support an evasion. It's fine. But trying to get on layers like that, that's really hard. But you can understand, like, these fundamentals, if you're clever with them and you really understand them, then you can actually build on quite a bit of strategy. But don't do too much right now. Like, we're still only at the 9Q to 7Q range. Don't worry about too much of that. I would say just think about what you want to do next. Okay, that's as long as you have a plan, you're already 9Q, the single digit Q strategy. Um, so the idea here is you are trying to build up to cleverness. So before you can be clever, you have to start thinking. So at double digit Q, we were just defense. What's a way to play defense? Single digit Q, we're learning how to play defense by leaning on our opponent's weaknesses. And if you add a layer on top of that, which lean, like here, kick, whatever, attach, which lean would be good? Well, we think about what's the next thing that we want to do. We want to attack the left. Do we want to reduce the right? What's the next thing we want to do? If I wanted to reduce the right, maybe I could choose a kick, jump, 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 and then use that to reduce. That's a valid plan. I don't know if it's a good plan, but it's a strategy. It's better than no plan, right? So all you're doing right now is building the habit of making a plan. It doesn't have to be a perfect plan. Okay? Just make a plan. Don't play blindly. Don't play fast. Okay? Think about your plan. Think about what's the next thing you want to do, and then make a decision. Give yourself options. Think through the options. That's the habit you're building at this level. Give yourself options. Think through options. We'll learn strategies as we get more examples, and as you guys get stronger, you'll learn strategies with game reviews, teachers, whatever, lectures. You'll learn strategies as you get stronger. But if you don't have the habit of thinking before you play, of planning before you choose, then all the cleverness, all the strategies in the world can't help you. You have bad habits. Okay, so build the habits right now, and it'll help you as you get stronger. Okay, so here I think the first shape response is to do this, or this. This is the one I was reading. I was looking at that, but I thought maybe that wasn't good enough, especially since my 2 stones are weak. And then there's also that, and that looks a lot better, but I didn't think Black was going to do that. I thought that Black would jump and just deal with the Aji over here, and now these 2 stones are in a Black Moyo, and I just don't like how that game looks, okay? This is why I can decide what type of game I want to play by looking ahead, okay? Strong players don't just play one game. They play hundreds of games throughout the game. So I'm seeing like, okay, there's that game, or there's this game. Which game do I want? Okay, which game do I want to play? I don't want to play a game where I'm dying in my opponent's Moyo. That's not the game I want to play. And then I compared, so that was that response. And then I compared it to this one, which is what I played in the game. And I said, that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. And then my opponent didn't even play what I thought he would play. And that's fine. Your opponent's not always going to play what you want to play. But it's not like we can't handle improvising, right? It's not like we can't handle change, because we have basics. Basics tell us to look at cutting points. Right? Boom. So I didn't even have to consider anything else, because cutting points first. It's the first thing I consider. So if the cutting point works and just attacks both, there's no reason not to do it. Cutting's really powerful. And then Black made a mistake here and let me surround. I think Black should have played aggressive defense by pushing through, maybe like this. Now this group is running while attacking 2 white groups. The problem is White's also attacking 2 black groups, so it's really complex, but this is a lot more of a future for Black. So aggressive defense. It's staying on your weak group, but also defending yourself in a way that hurts your opponent. Aggressive defense. But if you just play this, this doesn't hurt my corner, because my corner's alive. So what am I going to do? I'm going to play defense. Right? I want to play defense. So yeah, I just start surrounding you, and this is looking a lot better for White. Still not perfect by any means, because I think I really don't like the center for White. I think Black's controlling the game, so that's why I thought you played okay. Because even now, even though the game's going the way I'm choosing, I didn't get a Moyo. I'm not really getting anything, so I really need to like get Sente from this to get over here, because you destroyed my area. If I don't get Sente, it's a good exchanger for you. So I kept trying to attack and Sente. I didn't see this shape exactly, but that was nice. Here, I really wanted to do this. I really wanted to do this variation, because it just destroys the corner. But then there's so much Aji right here. And I think this is maybe too difficult to deal with. I could probably do that, because that's a ladder. So here, 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 here. Let me just push up. And these 4 stones are really hard to kill, and I've completely destroyed black's position. It's something to consider, right? But that's a lot of moves to read. And it would also involve counting and everything else. So it was just too much. It's too much. It's too much for this level. So don't do what you can't do, right? If you can't read it that far, don't do it. So here I start trying to defend myself. I could just jump up. I could just start making eyes. But I'm like, you know what? I have forcing moves against black. Let's see if I can use those forcing moves to survive in Sente or survive with more value. So I do. This one might have been slow for black. Because you never really used forcing moves against me. So it's like, okay, why are you keeping me unsettled if you're never going to attack me? Why not just go make profit? So that might have been slow for black. If you're gonna connect the cutting stone, it means you want to have future Aji, but you never did anything with it. So you could have potentially gained a move here. And this was fine. I really think that me living in Sente is too good. Like, I was so hesitant to even play this move. But this just feels dangerous. Maybe I'm fine. I should have spent more time reading if I'll die. I don't think I'll die, so maybe it's fine. Yeah, maybe I should Tanuki here. But this one, I settle myself, I keep my points, and I also peep her base, which might activate this cut. So there is that. So maybe it's fine to defend, but you need to think about, do I really need to defend? Do I really need to defend? So here I'm like, okay, black's destroyed mine. I've got to destroy his. Exchange rate, right? I can't just get mine destroyed and black gets everything. Then negative exchange rate. It's not good. So I have to go destroy black's. So I choose an invasion. I have thickness, so I'm not really worried about the center too much. And I'm pretty close to being alive. Like, you have to do that to unsettle me. Maybe all of that to unsettle me. But don't forget that I have forcing moves here. So I have all those forcing moves, all of these forcing moves to make shape. I have a lot of ways to live here. I have that, 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 and then there's a basic jump. So you have to spend so many moves just to unsettle me, and I still have a lot of forcing moves to survive, so I felt like I was fine. If you don't, then you have to defend. Right? Now, obviously, try to survive in Sente, so maybe you could have tried to do something like that. Played a little light shape. Lean on the left to try to survive in the center. Black will get a move for it, but it's better than you dying. If you can't handle getting attacked, then you can't Tanuki. And this is one thing. The stronger you get, the reason you do go problems, the reason you focus on defending more efficiently is because the stronger you get, the more moves you get to play, and the more Tanukis you get to play. So if I do life and death, like in the top right, if I was alive, then I potentially could have Tanuki'd. And if I'm not alive, then I can't, obviously. But imagine, like, let's say every 3 groups. This is not a real number, but let's say every 3 groups, you defend a living group, but you just don't know it because it's too complex to read. But let's say you level up your life and death, and now you can read that, hey, that's alive. It's complex, but it's alive. So it's just points. Well, now you get another move in the game. Like every 3 groups, you get an extra move, potentially. So that's not a real number, but that's the idea. Is the stronger you get, yeah, it sounds the same as passing, which it is, but if you Tanuki and you don't know how to deal with it, then you die, which is worse than passing. Like, passing doesn't kill you, not defending kills you. So you can't die, but the better you get at defense, this is why we level up our defense and focus on it, defend efficiently, and now we're even leaning on our opponent's Aji to defend in Sente, because we're trying to get more moves. The more efficient your defense becomes, the more free moves you can get. And then additionally, you don't attack in Gote. You have to be careful with your attack, because if you attack and your opponent reverses it on you, you lose a move. And that big move is probably worth more than your profit. So you got to be very careful, like attacking a very good defensive player. You got to be very careful. But leveling up our defense, I guarantee you most of your opponents cannot play big moves as effectively as you can if you're solely focusing on the basics. Um, a lot of players at this level cannot play the biggest moves. So if you get free moves and they don't, you're gonna easily win. Um, yeah. So here, black is probably okay. I think you needed to attack me over here and destroy the center. I think you're worried about attack and defense here, but probably you're alive. Probably you're alive. Yeah, I think you're alive. White gets to bully you, but I think you're alive. And if you can't handle that, this is better than dying. Okay, if you can't handle the left, you can't Tanuki. So that would be a difference in skill, right? But as you're getting stronger, you want to read more and more and more. Read as much as you can. And if you're like, I can't die and I can't be attacked very severely, and I can handle this, then you get a free move. But if you can't, this is where you have to know yourself. You can't play the Tanuki that the AI wants you to play. Because if your opponent attacks you and you die, well, the AI wouldn't have died. So the AI is like, no, you're wrong. You should have Tanuki'd, and you shouldn't have died. Well, duh. But if you can't survive, you can't Tanuki. Know yourself. And then just level yourself up by doing Go problems, game reviews, practice, etc. And as you level up, you get more Tanukis. But know yourself very, very clearly. So here I'm leaning. I was actually really worried about this. I think the Byoyomi period maybe play this a little bit fast. I really was worried about this. I think I should be able to fight this. Like, I think I can fight this. I think I can fight this. Here. I think I could fight in the center with this thickness right here. I should be okay to fight this. But probably I should have played a shoulder here. I should have leaned on this instead of that one. And then leaned on that one to build the Moyo after I'm strong. Like, once I'm strong, like right here or something, and black does something else, then I can lean and not worry about this cut. Because now I'm leaning to gain a Moyo with strength. Yeah. So this one might have been premature. So I immediately fix. And Nobi. And I just fix. And now I'm a lot stronger. I'm pretty much alive at this point. And then I have Moyo in the center. I think you're too greedy for the top here. This is bad shape for you. But that's the one you want, by the way. That's the shape to get the top. Maybe it's fine. I don't know. I attach to finish this position because there is black can bully me a little bit. Technically. I can resist, of course, but the fact that Aji exists, let's just fix it. If I can fix it in Sente, why not? This is a complex shape, but the simple response is fix. But there's a lot of moves to read here. Like, you have to read A, B, and C for black, and D for black. So there's 4 moves to read, and each of those are probably like 5 to 7 moves deep. But the more you play this shape, the easier it'll get. But attachment's a really powerful shape if you can do it in single-digit queue. But if you can't, you can also cap. You can just do that. But I would say maybe not always attach, but maybe try every three options that you have to cap or attach. Maybe every 3 options try and attach just to learn it. But don't do it every single time. Like, not until you're used to it. And then once you're used to it, of course, then you just need to pick the one that works best to the situation. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have enough liberties for this. Even if you did, like, there's no future for black here. But yeah, ladders are important. Reading and ladders are important. It's a really reading intensive shape. Like, this is where Go problems come in. Stone visualization, looking at the cuts and the liberties, not of just now, but like 5 moves down the road. What are the cuts and the liberties? That's reading. Like, what are the this ladder? I saw well in advance. That's because I can see liberties several moves down the road. Okay, that's what you have to work your way up to. But that comes with practice and go problems. Practice and go problems. Okay, and all we're doing is 5-move reading. Maybe I should have started with 3-move reading at this level. I don't know. I think it's fine because Black still caught up quite a bit because Black was able to sacrifice these to get all these points. Yeah, it's Gote, but it's a lot of territory. So I think Black played quite well. Yeah, I don't think I can hold back too much anymore. Like getting into single digit queue, if I hold back a little too much, I think I'll get punished for it. Didn't understand why I didn't peep here. I could have jumped, but there's points. So run in a way that takes points, right? And also, I figured the peep was Sente. But okay. Here, I could just jump and run away, or I can play a diagonal. Now, this shape actually almost got me in trouble, because that's a double cut. So I actually almost got in trouble with this shape. But it should be okay. I think it's okay. This one almost got you in trouble, though. That's a 2-space jump. This one did get you in trouble. This stone did get you in trouble. You gave me a lot of points here. You played a 2-space jump. Dog's face or horse's face. That's more connected. Because it has tiger's mouths. Yeah, so shape knowledge got you in trouble here. Yeah, you're trying to survive with points, but it's just not working out. You have too many problems. There's just too many problems. This was clever, but I have an escape. Yeah, you just have too many problems. This was slow. I should not have done that. You need to watch your eye space here. So probably start here. So now start Yosei. That's Gote, so maybe just this one. Okay. Maybe start Yosei for Black. Yeah, that just got you in trouble. These 2 stones are much bigger than this 1 stone. So yeah, Yosei is definitely a thing. I've been telling you guys about Sente Yosei for this entire series now. I'm telling you, a bad Yosei is like 2-stone handicap. It's so many points. It's so many points. If your game goes to Yosei and you don't know it, then your opponent has a 20-point advantage over you. If they do know it and you don't, they have like a 20-point advantage over you. So even if you have like a really good middle game, if it's not enough to win and you go into Yosei and you don't have good at least decent Yosei knowledge, your opponents are gonna win. And well, unless they don't know it either, right? Like, which a lot of players at this level don't know it for some reason. It's really important. Like, there's a whole generation. Like, there's a whole story about a pro, Lee Chong-ho, who was able to beat all the other pros because his Yosei was 5 points better than all the other ones. So 5 points at pro level is like 25 points at single digit Q. It's so big. It's so freaking big. And so he was able to win with just Yosei. And back in like I think 2012, when I was a 4-dan on KGS, if the game made it to Yosei, it wasn't. No, it was 2014. 2014. I'd come back from Korea, and I started like dominating 4-dans because I would play a strong style that would keep the game close to Yosei, and then I would just win in Yosei. Because in Korea, Lee Chong-ho had popularized Yosei, but it hadn't made it to the West yet. And so when I came back to the States and played on KGS, I was just dominating 4-dans in Yosei because no one could do the Yosei. I was like gaining like 10 points in Yosei every single time. So all I had to do was like play a decent game. As long as it didn't go crazy, I just played a decent game, I would win. As long as it went to Yosei, I would win. So nowadays, unfortunately, every Don and their grandmother know Yosei. So I don't have that edge anymore because everyone knows Yosei. If anything, my Yosei's gotten worse. Uh, and like every freaking Don knows Yosei. It's so unfair. I had such an advantage. But now everyone knows Yosei. So if you guys don't know Yosei by the time you get to Don, it's gonna really hurt you. So make sure you learn the Yosei basics. I think there's very simple books you can buy, like the Get Strong at Yosei. There's other Yosei books. I know the Elementary to End Game, Elementary Go Series to End Game, Get Strong at Yosei, and a few other books. But I think the Get Strong at Yosei would be a good starter. Um, but I have been giving you guys very easy hints for Yosei. Second line Sente, first line Sente, push the borders in Sente, and then play the big Gote. Sente is the biggest key in Yosei. Now, going into 5Q Plus, we'll start. I'll try to explain to you guys my shortcut mathematics for Yosei. But Yosei is like such advanced mathematics that I like. There's a book, Mathematics Way to Go, that is such advanced mathematics that even a friend of mine who was a major in mathematics in college and graduated college with majoring in mathematics could not understand it. It was such advanced mathematics. So the Yosei mathematics can get really complex, but I try to give you guys like shortcuts to at least have a decent Yosei. So yeah, here I think I just win. Yeah, the life and death. I didn't do anything crazy. I think the only thing here was I recognized that this move was bigger than this move for life, which is my big thing. I didn't really go out of my way to kill black. I was just pushing the borders and died. This was funny. That was an oops. Just go here. And that's fine. I can't believe I did that move. Yeah, I mean, black did die, so I didn't care if black lived though. Understanding the difference between like A and B, which eye do you want to take? You know, don't just take the first eye that you see. Really think it through. And even if you can't solve the life and death, just look at the points. Yeah. A or B, which one has the least amount of problems? You know, give yourself options. Don't play the first move that you see. Like one of the biggest bad habits that I see is playing too fast. It's playing too fast, playing too fast, playing too fast. Slow the crap down, man. And think about your moves. Don't just play the first move that does the job. Think about what's the best way to do the job. This is the last note I'll leave you on is a lot of players get to this level and they have worked for 20 ranks to build good double-digit Q habits. So now they can play a good move every single turn. And they've gotten good at doing that. But they stop pushing themselves to improve. And so they get stuck. So what is the push? So here you can very easily find a good move very quickly. But where you got to push yourself is you need to find the best good move that you can see. Okay? So it's not just what's a way to do it. That's easy enough to solve at single digit Q. It's now what's the best way to do it. Okay? A good practice for this is something that Dawn players do. So I don't know how effective it'll be for single digit Q players. But good practice for this is Dawn players, what you can do is go to single digit Q problems and take a problem and say not just what the answer is, but what are all the wrong answers and what are the points difference, and then figure out, especially with the ones that have multiple answers, try to figure out what is the best sequence points wise and Sente wise and counter wise and everything else, and try to go through all the different possible variations for the single digit Q problem. You know what the answer, you know how to kill it, but what is the best order? What is the best counter response for white? What is the points at the end? Who gets Sente? Who gets Gote? And you have to figure all that out with reading. You can't play out the moves. You have to figure all that out with reading. That's really good training for thinking about. Yeah, but you have to read it, baby. um, but you have to think about more than just the first option. You can't just look at one branch. You have to look at all the branches of a variation. Um, okay, so what happens when white plays the push and cut at G15? I was looking at this, and it's 3 liberties to 3 liberties, and black plays first. And I didn't see a cut or anything. Because even if I cut at some point, black just lives. And maybe I could have looked at killing this, but that's more than 5 moves. But I thought this was just going to be like that. And I was like, I don't see any future right now. You want to know the best Go problems. I've said this many, many times, okay? I've said this many, many times. This spreadsheet, 101 Wei Chi spreadsheet, and if anyone's watching this video doesn't know, get on my Discord and ask, okay? I make sure that everyone that knows me has this spreadsheet. This spreadsheet is a sheet to a Chinese website called 101 Wei Chi, okay? This separates Go problems by category. So you want to know how I do Go problems. Start at the top, work your way down is the simplest one, but any category that you mess up, you need to go do it. Do the entire category. So for example, let's say you lost the capturing race and you're like, well, I couldn't read that very well. Go to the capture race category. That's 658 problems. Do the entire category. Okay, and if you can't solve it, like let's say you mark 1 every time you get a move wrong, you mark 1. At the end, just mark how many you did, divide it by the amount of problems, and see if you got 90%. If you got less than 90%, do the entire category again. Entire category until you can solve it, and solve it without like mistakes, basically. Now, the first time you go through it, let's say you're trying to learn it, right? So reinforcement, you need to just solve it like in 30 seconds, ideally. And then just improve your eye accuracy, and then Dom players do this entire sheet, improve your speed, right? But if you don't know the capture race problems, then the first time you go through it, just look at the answers. Like read it for 30 seconds, and then look at the answers, and then go through it again. Read for 30 seconds. If you still can't solve it, look at the answers. But on the third time through, try to solve it and get 90% without looking at the answers. And if at the end of the category there's some Dawn problems, I wouldn't count those. Don't worry about those. Just make sure that you can do every single-digit Q problem on this spreadsheet, and you have Dawn level reading. Easy. And then to improve your Dawn level reading, it's more about speed. So what pro players do is pros do Dawn problems, and they do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Dawn problems. I literally saw the Korean pro team coach. He would make booklets and give them to the pros, and they had to solve like 100 problems like a day. And they were Dawn problems, so they had to solve 100 Dawn problems, and it was to improve their accuracy and speed. Yep. Thank you for the game. Thank you for playing, Goma. So if you want Dawn level reading, Dawn players need to do single-digit Q problems, improve their accuracy and speed. And then to improve their shape knowledge, do Dawn problems, look at the answers. If you get there's a book called Graded Go Problems for Dawn Players. Go through the book. Go 60 seconds per problem, because Dawn problems take a little bit longer. So 60 seconds per problem. Look at the answer if you can't solve it. Go through the book again, and go through the book again. And on the third time, try to solve all the problems. And then once you understand the shapes, then you improve your speed. But yeah, so that's the idea. And this has every category I can think of. That's why it's my favorite. And then these are also their translations are on the left. You guys can't see them. Let me display capture. So you can see the Twitch chat has translated the Chinese categories on the left. So you can actually see it by category on the left. So yeah, so that will conclude our first game. So this is quite a long video. It's getting longer because we're getting more stuff to talk about. But this is just the first single digit Q video, so hopefully you guys do find this helpful. I think the big things to take away are, again, cutting points, 1 to 5 reading, like 5 move reading. If you can't do that, 3 move reading, and then go to 5 move reading. Then from there, try to think about more than just one option. And then from there, we're adding on layers to attack and defense. So we're thinking about profit and not just how to attack. Defense, we're thinking about aggressive defense and not just defense. We're comparing the two, right? And it's fine if you can't do this like right off the bat. Just start building the habit of thinking about it. And then as you get stronger, you can do these better. Okay, and then we'll go more examples and stuff, and hopefully that will get you started. But yeah, there's a lot of layers. Okay, we're getting into the hard stuff now. We're getting into single digit Q, we're getting into the hard stuff now. So we have to do layers and layers and layers. Shapes, study. You got to know your Josekis. You got to do Go problems. You got to like know your shapes. We're getting into the hard stuff now. That you have to actually take your time to study. You can't just tell you one thing and you improve a rank. So yeah, it takes time, but it's okay. Also, I want you guys to know that going from 9Q to 1 Dan takes as long, if not longer, than going from a brand new player to single digit Q. So don't stress about the ranks taking longer. That's very, very normal. Okay? Don't stress about how long the ranks are taking you. Just work on building your habits. It will come with time, but don't think you're going to improve like super, super fast, especially compared to the double digit Q ranks. It could take 2 or 3 times as longer per rank. And then some ranks are harder than others. Like getting past 9Q to 7Q is pretty hard. 6Q is a little bit easier. 5Q or 4Q is kind of difficult. 3Q, 2Q, and 1Q are like stupid hard. But like there's a reason there's a barrier between Dawn level and Q level. Unfortunately, I'm not playing another game right now. We do have to go to physical therapy for my wife. But yeah, that will be it for the Clossi Approach series video. So I'll go ahead and end the YouTube video here. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this Clossi Approach video, and I will see you guys next time. I hope the recording's ending. I can't tell if the recording's ending. Anyway. Uh-oh. Am I still live? I think it crashed. I think it crashed. Am I still live, guys? I don't see any chat, so... Okay. My Streamlabs just froze, but the video has not, so I can see your chat on the video. So I'm gonna have to like force close the program because the program's technically frozen. But thank you all for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this. For those who are interested, I do have another YouTube channel that is non-Go related that I would like to shout out to you guys. I am trying to get my first 100 subscribers on there. The idea of the channel is going to be I'm going to raise funds to give away to others and do like I really want to get into like giving money to others. Like where our first video is going to be giving $100 to a Domino's delivery driver. I want to like work on helping others, spreading good messages, and doing non-Go stuff, but stuff that I want to do. This is the link to the intro trailer. I'm very energetic. I'm trying to be energetic, so don't laugh at me too much. I'll link it in Discord because I can't link it in chat. I can link it in the YouTube chat. I'll link it in the YouTube chat. And then hopefully you guys can see it. There isn't a custom URL yet because I haven't gotten 1,000 subscribers yet. Or 100,000, I don't remember. But I am working my way to my first 100. So I'd love it if you guys could subscribe to that and support me on there as well. It is other stuff that I'm going to be trying to do, things that I believe in that's not just Go. But yeah, it gives me another avenue to like help others beyond just helping people with Go. I can help others with other stuff as well. So yeah, that's what the channel is. It is in Discord if you guys are on the Discord. And if you guys can't find it, message me on Discord. I would love to give you the link. But yeah, trying to get 100 people in 24 hours. So I will leave you guys with that. I can't. Oh, now I can. Okay, cool. Boom. There we go. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks to all who are interested in checking that out. And yeah, don't forget that we do have Clossi class. If you're a supporter on Patreon or my Go YouTube or on Twitch, my other Twitch channel, any supporter role, we do have the Clossi class tonight. So for those who are interested in that, that will be out. And then, of course, the recordings will be out within a week. So yeah, look forward to that. As always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I look forward to seeing you guys next time.